All right, we're ready to go.
All right, we have a quorum, so we will call the Zoning Board of Appeals to order at 5 p.m. At this time, we will review the meeting minutes from the last meeting. Has all the board members had an opportunity to review them? And are there any changes or comments?
I've reviewed them. I didn't see any edits required.
Okay. If there's no comments, is there a motion to approve the meeting minutes?
I will motion approval of the minutes.
All right, Bob, and is there a second?
I'll second.
Justin? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any nays? All right, the motion carries to approve the minutes. Mark or Daphne, do you have any other items that you would like to cover?
No.
Okay. So it appears that we have one agenda item. Daphne or Mark, would you be able to review this, please?
Go ahead,
I can go. Yeah, I can do it. So the owner, Eric Porter, he's requesting a variance from the front and the side setback to expand a single car garage to a 2-car garage. The 2-car garage will be located as close as 5.7 feet measured to the eaves, 6.7 measured to the building footprint from the front lot line. And then actually he submitted new plans, which are 4 feet from the side setback, but we left the 3 feet wording in the public hearing since that's how it was noticed. And so our zoning code requires 24 feet from the front and 4 feet from the side. So actually with the new plans, it looks like he will be within the side setback, but will still need the front setback variance.
Okay. If there are any public attendees in attendance tonight, you will have an opportunity to comment during the public portion of the hearing. So at this time, I'd like to open the public hearing on this agenda item at 5:02. And then Daphne did review the application. So at this point, are there any comments from city staff on this application?
I don't have any as zoning administrator. I don't know, Daphne, if you, I think it was pretty straightforward. Daphne facilitated this one more than I did.
Yeah, I think the only thing to note is I think you can see it on the aerial photo. Let me pull it up. So the plat originally had this bulbous shape in the road. And so the property is one of the properties affected by this strange bulbous shape. And the actual road is actually much further away. So that's the only thing I really wanted to point out about this. So it is kind of one of those interesting circumstances to the property lines.
Okay, thank you. Is there a representative for the applicant here this evening? If there is, could you please state your name? And then you can present your request.
Yeah, I'm here. My name is Eric Porter. I'm the homeowner and the applicant.
Hi, Eric. You can go ahead and present your variance request.
Okay. We're looking to do a remodel and addition. The current garage was built in 1926 and is a single car garage. And thanks, Daphne. That's the existing plan. And then at the bottom of that page is what we are proposing and asking for. What we've discovered in this process is that as a result of a previous layout of Dewey Court and a connecting road that was going to go across to Lake Street, that was on the 1941 plat survey, Dewey Court no longer looks like that. There is no connecting road, and there's that bulbous corner that was there. And so our property line is well up our driveway, and thus the 20-foot setback actually puts our existing 1-car garage in front of the 20-foot setback line. And so as we look to bring the property into a more modern usage, we're asking to just widen the garage at its current location. We won't be getting any closer to the street than we currently are now. We just would be wider at its current location. And we revised our plan to stay clear of the side setback of 4 feet on our narrow lot. And so the only request, or the only place we would need to vary from the building code, is that front setback in that upper left corner of the plan that Daphne's got her mouse on right now.
Before we go on, Dave, we discovered, I see that you've joined the meeting. We have 5 people present. Is anybody planning to abstain on this matter tonight?
No,
If not, pardon me?
no.
Okay, Dave, you are welcome to stay as always, but your vote will not be needed tonight.
Very good. I think I'll sign off then. Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Thanks,
Sorry for
Dave.
interrupting, Eric.
No worries.
All
I
right,
think the only other thing that I would add to this is I recognize that the intent of the building code is to maintain the character of a neighborhood. Also included in the application is 2 letters of support from my 2 immediate neighbors. And if you were to stand on the street and look down at the 4 houses at the end of Dewey Court here, I would actually contend that our house currently does not match the current character of the neighborhood, as we're the only one that's still a kind of old school lake cottage. And the project will actually raise our property into something that's a little bit more congruent with the houses around us.
Eric, that large tree that's right to the left of your garage, is that remaining
Yes.
or being removed?
Part of that is being removed. So the branch of that tree that actually leans over our existing home will be removed. And we have a certified arborist actually coming in to do that in the next week or 2. But the rest of the tree is being maintained.
Do any of the other board members have any questions for Eric?
I got cut off here. I had to get back on into the meeting. Daphne, could you show the site plan again, please?
Yeah.
Did we grant a variance to the house next to him like about a year ago?
what's the address of the house next door?
I don't know, but it was Will's, I think it was.
That rings, yes, that rings a bell. It was probably well, it was about a year ago, maybe a little longer.
Yeah, I just thought that house to the right of his driveway looked familiar. But maybe I'm thinking of something else. Okay, so here we are.
If Mark is thinking about something that he wanted to ask about, I had one quick observation after having looked through the packet. I was curious about further down into the packet, there's some exterior elevation views of the proposed construction, and it looked like there were 2 sets of them and they were a little bit different. And I'm just assuming that the second one is the accurate one.
Yeah, that's correct, Bob. So Eric got more detailed, as the project continued, he had more details that refined his project. And so he sent them over to me about a week or 2 ago. So I
Okay.
added them into the project. So the later half is the more updated one.
Okay. That just helps to understand. The other thing I think I noticed in looking at the site survey, there's a wood fence and a little stepping kind of masonry wall between the two properties. And it looked like the fence is on Eric's property. I wasn't sure if that little wall is on the property, and wasn't sure how all that was impacted by this. It's just kind of a side detail, but
Yeah, if I could speak to that, that picture actually shows the stakes that mark the property line. So
okay.
both the fence and the rock retaining wall are on our property.
Mhm.
And the neighbors and I have discussed whether or not we even feel we need a fence on that side. And the retaining wall will be moved back and essentially reinstalled closer to the actual property line.
Okay. Yeah, it's just details. I was just curious.
Along that same line, what's the elevation difference between your driveway and the neighbors?
It's about, I'm looking out the window right now, trying to get a sense for it. At the point where, say, the trash cans are in that photograph, it's probably shy of 3 feet.
Okay.
They're as you go further to the left in this photo, it actually their lot gets higher than that.
I guess that would
And-
still, just, as Bob said, it's kind of a side note, but as you push that closer to the driveway, we just want to make sure there isn't any erosion that would undercut that your neighbor's driveway.
Sure.
And did we have the location of the neighbor's house on a site plan? In other words, how close are we going to be building to the neighbor? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so here's
Yeah.
Yeah.
this house. And then this is the neighbors.
Yeah. There's pretty good separation between the structures.
Yeah,
And you can kind of see the fence here. So, I mean, the aerial photo is a little bit mismatched with the property lines, obviously, but
mhm.
yeah, you can kind of see the fence right here.
So it doesn't look like there's any problem with the proximity of the proposed new construction with the existing neighbor. Looks like that's all forward of his house,
Mhm.
of the neighbor's house. Okay. And I'm
Any other-
sorry, I did get cut out of the meeting for a couple minutes there. Did you talk to Eric? Did you talk to the neighbor to your left?
Yes.
Okay.
Both the neighbor to the right and the left are fully in support.
Okay.
Any other comments from board members?
None from me.
From me, seems pretty straightforward.
Okay. Is there anyone else on the meeting that would like to speak to this variance request?
Paul, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, Mark Collin here. I'm the designer.
Hey, Mark.
And I was just here to answer any technical questions. There was an issue about the retaining wall. The grade difference will be maintained by the retaining walls.
Okay.
Yeah. And
What you're saying is the retaining wall right now is a couple of feet onto your client's property, and you'll just have to move it towards the lot line a little closer.
yes,
Is that it? Okay.
yes, we'll be rebuilding it sympathetically.
But it's not altering drainage patterns at the lot line.
No, it is not.
Other
I would
comments?
also add, Paul, I would also add that we have not received any correspondence or inquiries from other property owners. Daphne,
Okay.
is that the case for you too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That was my next question. Well, if there's no other comments from anyone on the meeting or from the board members, we can close the public portion of the hearing and discuss as a board. I don't see any problems with the variance request. It is a strangely shaped parcel. And he is updating the house, and already, as Daphne pointed out, there was that bulbous property line issue that causes a challenge at the front of the yard. I don't really see a problem. It's pretty straightforward variance request.
I would
Daphne,
concur.
could we see the floor plan again, please?
So in this one, this is the existing, and then
Existing,
the
mhm.
bottom is the proposed.
What is the width of the garage? Can you zoom in on that?
Like 20,
23,
Just
3.5.
shy.
Okay,
And then there will be kind of an addition to the second floor as well, as you can see.
mhm.
well, I've seen all I need to see.
Anybody else on the board have anything they want to discuss? I think I'd like to just review the, before we make a motion, just review the hardship really, real briefly. The one item that I had noted in Eric's letter was the strange configuration of the lot and just updating the house. And that was one hardship that would require the variance. Is there anything else in there that we can glean? I think he spoke a little bit about safety and security. And do we have to have 3 points, Mark?
No, there's no magic number.
Okay.
I missed what the first thing you said was. I'm sorry, Paul.
The strange configuration of the lot and
Okay,
just,
yep.
With that old property line with that bulbous appendage and then the strange geometry as you taper to the driveway.
Yep.
And if,
And the narrowness of the existing lot also.
Right.
So a strange
Okay.
configuration of the lot in relation to the right of way.
Yes.
The driveway geometry, did you say that? Driveway, well, that's kind of the same, it's kind of related.
Yeah.
And the narrowness of the existing lot.
Narrowness of the lot.
Mhm.
How narrow is the lot where the garage is, Daphne? I mean, we're used to seeing narrow lots, so that's why I asked the size of the garage, the width of the garage. It's not anything out of the question or out of the ordinary. So in order to
And,
fit it on the lot.
And
a
I
site-
think
Site plan,
when we do make a motion, I would just make sure that we're either not taking into account or rejecting the side setback request because it's no longer needed.
no, that's the
Yeah,
aerial
well-
view. Do you have the site plan?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll indicate that the motion is just pertaining to the front, to the placement as it relates to the front
Yep.
setback.
Okay,
And the existing garage is already within that setback.
Yeah, it doesn't extend any more than the existing
Right.
footprint towards the front, so.
You're not retaining any part of the existing structure, right? Or foundation or anything like that?
You
Did I
you
miss
direct that
that?
to me, Mark?
That'd be fine, yes.
Sure.
Yes, we're retaining almost the entire first floor foundation
Okay,
and adding
it
on
shows
to
you how
that.
much I followed this, so. So that's part of your,
We're
maybe
using
that's
the
part of the
existing,
argument.
yeah, we're using the existing footprint and its
Okay.
foundation. Yes.
Nobody had, I hadn't heard anyone say that yet, but maybe that's part of your basis as well.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Mark, Daphne, or anybody on the board, any other discussion points? Or Mark, do you need any more information before we make a motion?
No, it just helped me understand it better. I'm sorry that I definitely reviewed this and did a really nice job with it. I just was, for the minutes, I was trying to understand whether there was an existing structure that was being retained. I had missed that.
Well, if there's no other comments, I'd like to see if someone would like to make a motion on this variance.
I'll make a motion, we approve the variance as requested.
Was that Bob?
John,
Oh, John, sorry.
Right, I think with the exception of that side yard setback is no longer required.
I'll second the motion.
That was Bob, right?
Yes.
That was Bob. All right, all in favor?
And just
Aye.
a second. So the basis for it is on the basis of the hardships being the strange configuration of the lot in relation to the right of way, the narrowness of the lot where the garage is located, and the applicant's enables the applicant to reuse the existing garage.
Yes.
correct.
Maximize reuse of existing garage structure.
Right. That sounds good. So are we ready to take a vote, Mark?
And with me, yep.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I,
All right, motion carries.
Thank
Or
you all
it's
very much.
was that
approved, yes,
unanimous?
thank you. Very nice submittal. Thank you.
Yeah, it was. It was a good submittal.
Thank you. All right.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
Yep, good
Thanks,
job.
Mark.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Eric.
Yeah, yeah, see you,
Thank you.
Paul.
Is there
Somebody
any,
moving to adjourn?
yeah, we'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right,
And we're meeting then next on the February, what day was that?
17th? Was it
17th.
17th at 7, right?
Yes.
7 o'clock? Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right, go
Mayor,
Packers.